just passed me going that way. That's north. I'm headed west. Here behind the old family courthouse. And then eventually the library. So Philly can get a little bit of that Washingtonian feel. Maybe a mix of New York and Washington. And it's, you know, helicopters in the sky, constant surveillance, constant security, constant orchestration, and stuff like that. Theater, I guess. Like all people who can hear without phones per se, it's not like they can hear everyone in the entire world. They'd have to be tuned into your situation for some reason. That's the library there, Free Library of Philadelphia. Scooter that I rode around a lot, but the battery finally fizzled to the point of never being able to be recharged. Cut through the parking. And I was going to get a new battery. They're around anywhere between $60 and $100, and I wanted to get it straight from GoTrax, the manufacturer. And they said they'd email me when they got them in because they ran out of batteries. And they never emailed me. I keep going onto their site and I don't see a battery. So, I mean, I could go elsewhere and say, what's a compatible battery for this? But another little voice inside my head said, maybe lay off the GoTrax scooter. It's like an electric kick scooter type thing. Because it could be a sign to just like, be careful. And I did what I needed to do with it during a time when I had work at opposite ends of the city, and then I door dashed for a while. Two reasons. One, I wanted to make some money. Two, I wanted to kind of see what DoorDash is like. It's addictive because you want to keep taking orders, and of course you want to keep putting money in your bank account. And it's like you can hurry up and make it. And the thing is, on a GoTrax, the battery goes out pretty quickly. Technically, you're supposed to have an electric bike or a car, like a moped, an electric bike, or a car. Scooters and walking was actually allowed during the pandemic. So they would hire people even to walk. I don't know how they worked it out in terms of making sure that you were within walkable distance, because some of the addresses were crazy out in Timbuktu. And it's like, if you have to walk or use a cheap battery on a cheap scooter, you know, you're going to fizzle out in the middle of, you know, a neighborhood you don't want to fizzle out in. So, anyway, oh, I forgot. Here's Royal Blue keeps coming up. So Royal Blue Wall here across from Granary. Royal Blue on the Levan Cookie. Royal Blue with Chase Bank. Royal Blue on Harrison Walls' signs. So in a way, they stand with police, kind of. You know what I mean? Like, technically, I believe Harris was a prosecutor for, you know, regular crimes, you know. I have to look into what her specific focus was, but, or specialty, but once you're in there, you handle like a ton of generic, you know, but it would be criminal law as opposed to civil, which involves a lot of money and people in, you know, mediation rooms or conference rooms or whatever. And criminal law involves people in courtrooms. Now, the old Starbucks used to be right on the corner here. That was the old Starbucks. For many years it was there, and now it's over there by that white van. So they decided to take it off the corner and move it in a little bit east on that street. So we're here behind the Barnes Foundation. He's like the guy with the dog there. The Jack Russell Terrier. And this is a pretty cool museum. Their sections are free to the public. Like, you can go in and check out a few things, and then you have to pay for the rest. So it's really pretty back there. They have like a long reflection pond, kind of, as I recall. I think it's still there. I'm on Callow Hill Street, headed west. This now is a Target store here. When I first moved here, I used to walk Callow Hill back and forth to work, where I worked at a normal job from 9 to 5 every day or similar, North American Publishing Company. And that used to be a Fresh Fields, which would be like a natural food store, similar to Whole Foods but smaller. And I loved Fresh Fields. I actually like Fresh Fields better than Whole Foods. But Whole Foods bought out Fresh Fields, I guess. I don't know what happened, but Whole Foods moved into this location, and then Whole Foods moved over behind, like kind of catty corner on a long distance behind what is now the Target. So now it's a Target. It's all yucky in there. It's kind of sad to go from like natural food stores and it really pretty to, you know, just Target just sort of throws it all in there. Although I will say, Target is a little too perfect on inventory. So just like this is lettered A, everything is numbered down to the T. So if you wind up working for Shipt or Instacart, you will find out very quickly that a tub of ice cream that someone chose online to be delivered is labeled down to a T practically. So say someone orders Rocky Road ice cream, a half a pint of. When the order comes up on your end as a shopper for that person, it'll say Target store, blah, 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 aisle, you know, it'll say, right, aisle 5, bay 6, shelf 3. Like, it'll, you know, they maintain inventory digitally and perfectly. It's supposed to be perfect. I realize people could come in, make mistakes. They take something off a shelf that they weren't supposed to take, or they make an error, you know. So, whatever. Or it's stolen, whatever. Point being, it's like down to even infant toddler clothes people order online. So sometimes I would get an order that would say, and toys, it would say they wanted, you know, Skipper Barbie doll, you know, aisle Z, section P, you know, bay 6, shelf 5. And that's how labeled every item, every product is in a Target store. You wouldn't know that, but you can, whenever you go to Target the next time and you go in the grocery area, look up on the aisle and somewhere you will see letters, really tiny. And you'll be like, oh my God, I'm in aisle P for, you know, and there's all this like Enfamil and baby food and stuff. So anyway, you know, it'd be kind of awkward because I could picture all the men like working for Shipt and they would get an order for, you know, 2 toddler bathing